Hello everyone. Welcome to day 2 of solving blind 75 list. So today we are going the problem named valid anagram from the lead code. What is a valid anagram? So let's read the question first. So we have given a two strings s and t, and we have to return true if t is an anagram of s and false otherwise. So let's first see what is an anagram. So anagram is a word formed by rearranging the letter of a input word using the original letter. That's the definition you will get on internet. I will show you example. So suppose A, B, C is our input string. So a valid anagram, it's not an English valid anagram, like it's not a correct English word that makes any sense like car, rat, etc. But it's just an rearrangement of whatever input we have the input provided. So suppose ABC is our input, then CBA is a valid anagram. Also BAC is also an valid anagram. So basically any permutation combination of input string with given set of characters, we can rearrange it, and if it is using the original characters intact, means using the same characters that are provided to form the original string, it is a valid anagram. So by the example you have understood. Also you can see this example as well. Here we have two A's and one N. Similarly here we have 2A, 1N. Similarly the count of G, the count of R, the count of A is same. So every character count here and here are same. Also the length of input and length of other strings that is compared is same. Similarly, if you see this example, the count of R is same, the count of A is same, but the count of T is not same because T is present in S, but T is not present in other input, that is C. So that's why it's false. So yeah, so the character count in here and character counts and distinct character here doesn't match. So let's solve it. First we will solve it using inbuilt Swift inbuilt method, shorted method, and then we will short it using hash map. So let's see our first solution. So first step, they should be of same length. Means if there is duplicate also, it should be of same count. Okay, so if the length of strings are not same, means they are definitely not the anagram. Then then if we short, we have seen the example of ABC and CBA. Suppose we short them. After sorting, what will we get? ABC in this side also, ABC on this side as well. So by sorting it, we can conclude that both are anagram. Even this input, if we short it, both the A will come at front, and similarly it will follow the alphabetic order, and then we can compare. So both are same. And let's print it as well. So sorted as is as dot. So let's print them for better visibility. So we will printing first our input S, and after sorting it becomes, similarly we will do it for other input, that is T. After sorting it becomes sorted T. So we need to compare them. If they are same, then it's an anagram. If not, then they are not. So let's run our code. Sorry, we have to return false here. Yeah, so you can see, even we can see our uh, input after sorting. So after sorting, you can see all the characters are sorted alphabetically. A is come in front, then G, then M, then N, then R. So it makes them same. So this is our first way. And the time complexity of this will be O of n log n, because why? Because the sorting function, the inbuilt sorted function of Swift uses this time n log n, where n is the length of sequence. So because we are sorting the string, so this was our first approach. Now let's look into our second approach. The second approach will be using hash map. So let's delete everything from here, because the length calculation should be there. And now we will be using hash map. So in Swift, hash map is called as dictionary. So I hope you are aware of the dictionaries. So first we need to have an variable that will store the char count. It will be of type character and integer. It's a key value pair. Okay, then we will count the characters from the first input string, that is s. Then we will decrement that count from the other string t. If both are in sync, then we can say that our string is an anagram. Suppose we have incremented a twice, incremented n once, and when we again come to our loop, we will decrement a twice, and then decrement n once. So ultimately what it will become, all the characters count will become 0 after our two for loops. So let's dive into solution before discussing too much. It will, the code will give more clarity. So for char in s, so it's a for in loop in Swift. Then we can have char count. We will make character as a key, and we will increment the value. So I will also ask you to look into what this default subscripts do. So if you are familiar with other programming language like Python, so in Python we have what we call hash map char count dot get. If there is no value exists, we can return the default value. It's similar to that, and you can go through its doc as well. Here it has given a similar use case where the character count has been counted using this default subscript. So I've just taken the inspiration from here, and that's the way to do it. Okay, now for char in t, we will similarly we will do decrease the count. Ultimately all values should be 0. So lastly we can loop through all the values of false, otherwise it's a yeah, you can see. I will add some print statement as well, so that you can get a better idea what is going on here. So we will see what carrier char count contains after first loop. What char count contains after second loop, and then what we are comparing, you can get a better idea here. See, after the first loop, the count of a becomes here. After the first loop, the count of a becomes 3, m become 1, r become 1, similarly g become 1 and n become 1. After loop 2, because these both are anagram, so they have similar number of count of characters in the second input t as well, so it decreases the count to 0, because in first string the a appears 3 times. Even in second string the a appears 3 times, that's why it has decreased it to 0, and ultimately all the character counts are 0 here. That's why it's an anagram. And if you see the second example here, c is decreased by -1 because c was not present in the first input string ret. And similarly, if you see, t is 1 here because t is not present in the second input string. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's it from my side, and I will uh, please make sure to go through this documentation of sorted array sorted method, and also I will ask you to go through the subscript default. It is very useful, especially when doing the LeetCode problem. I don't know how much you have used while using iOS development, but it's definitely a good learning.